Welcome back. This is section 1.1, Intro to Graphing, day 2, part 3. And we're working some problems, and we're asked to find the midpoint between the points 4, -6, and -12, -3. So just a quick reminder, our formula for finding the midpoint is x1 plus x2 all divided by 2. And our y1 plus y2 all divided by 2. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put in my x's, and then I'm going to put in my y's, and divide everything by 2's, and then we'll have our solutions here. And find out what our midpoint is between these guys. Where did my pen go? There we go. Okay. So my first value is going to be a 4 and a -12. So 4 and -12. I'm going to add those together, divide by 2. And then I've got my -6 plus my -3, and that's going to be divided by 2 as well. So here I'm going to have a -8, a -8 over 2, which is going to give me a -4. So my x value is going to be a -4. And then here I'm going to have 9 divided by 2, and -9 divided by 2. So you can either leave that as -4 and 1/2, or you could do -4.5. I'm going to write it as a -4 and 1/2, just to kind of keep with the 1/2 there going on. And so our midpoint, our value for the midpoint is going to be we're going to have -4 and -4.5 or -4.5. Those are the points for the midpoint. All right. So next one up, we're asked to find the midpoint of the between the points of -4, 5 and 6, 1. And I'm going to find for my x, and let me change up my color here a little bit. Let's see if this is a little easier to spot. I think it is. All right, so I'm going to have my my x value of my midpoint is going to equal my -4 plus 6 all over 2. And so I'm going to have a 2 over 2, which means that my x value is going to be a 1. So my f of x value, and remember I'm trying to get people used to using that as interchangeable with my y, so f of x for the midpoint is going to be 5 plus 1 all over 2, which means I have a 6 over 2, which is a 3. So my actual midpoint is going to be 1, 3, and that is my point. All right, let's take a look here. What else do we have going on? All right, so what is the center and the radius of this particular circle? All right, so remember for our equation, the two pieces that you need is the h and the k, right? Remember, this is our x value and our f of x value. For the center, That's the point at the center. And then our radius is going to be what it equals. So radius squared is going to, in this case, be our 10 squared. So what is the center and the radius? In this case, our center is going to be 9 and 5. Okay, and careful here, because if it's a negative here, that means we're this is a difference that we're looking for. So if it's a subtraction, that means that value is actually a positive. All right, so this is my h and my k, and my radius is 10. All right. What is the equation of a circle with the radius of 4 and the center of -3, 5? So real quickly, we're going to remind ourselves that this is going to be x minus h quantity squared plus my f of x minus my k quantity squared equals my radius squared. And just a quick reminder, that is my Pythagorean theorem in operation. All right, so I'm going to start substituting in. Here's my h, here's my k. So I'm going to have x minus a -3 squared plus, that is going to get me my f of x, or my y, whichever you prefer, minus 5 quantity squared equals, and here I'm going to put in the radius, which is a 4 squared. So here I'm going to have x minus the -3 is going to get me a +3. That's quantity squared plus our f of x minus 5 equals 16. Oops, got to have a squared on there. So that's going to be a 16 because of my 4 squared. And that's it.